Welcome to Echoes of Time, a journey into the forgotten worlds and the secrets they left behind.
You know, sometimes the most compelling mysteries aren't buried in ancient ruins or lost at the bottom of the sea. Sometimes they're just hidden in plain sight. We actually found a really fascinating and kind of troubling puzzle in just one sentence on a YouTube video. And it tells a huge story about the world we live in right now.
And here it is. This is our clue. That's it. It's from a channel that's all about unsolved mysteries. But this sentence, it's a brand new mystery all on its own. There's no other context, just this one stark statement that's like a warning, an apology, and a defense all rolled into one.
So what is really going on here? This sentence is like a trail of breadcrumbs, right? It leads us down a rabbit hole of modern-day piracy, some really tough ethical questions, and a conflict that's affecting millions of people. Let's start digging and see what this one clue can tell us.
All right, so before we can get the full picture, we have to understand the crime itself. We're going to break this statement down piece by piece to see how this very 21st century kind of heist actually works.
Okay, so the main accusation here is plagiarism. It's a word we've all known since school, right? Don't copy someone else's homework. Simple. But this isn't about a student copying an essay. This is something new, something automated, and it happens incredibly fast.
Which of course brings up a really big question. When we think of bots, we usually think of spam comments or something. So how does a piece of software plagiarize a creative video script? Well, the answer is in a simple but shockingly effective 4-step playbook.
Let me walk you through it. First, the bot scrapes the captions. It literally just downloads the entire text of the video in a matter of seconds. Then, that script gets fed into a powerful AI, a large language model. The command is super simple: rewrite this. The AI then spits out a new script. It changes the words around, tweaks the sentences, but the story, the research, the core ideas, they're all identical. And finally, that paraphrased script is used to make a brand new knockoff video, stealing all the original creator's hard work.
And you can see right here how tricky and effective this is. I mean, look at these two sentences. They don't use the same words, but they say the exact same thing. The AI's version is maybe a little less poetic, sure, but it gets the same information across. And that's how it gets around the usual plagiarism detectors. This isn't just copying and pasting, it's stealing the actual thought and labor behind the words.
So now we get the how, but the really compelling part of this story is the why. Why on earth would a creator turn off a feature as critical as captions? And that question, well, it gets us right to the heart of the problem. We're talking about the creator's dilemma.
This creator is basically stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, you enable captions. That's great. Your work is fully accessible to everyone, which is what you want. But it also means your script, your research, everything you worked on is just hanging out there, ready to be scraped by bots. On the other hand, you can disable the captions. That protects your work, but it comes at a massive cost.
And that's the awful choice they're forced into. To protect their intellectual property from a machine, they have to cut off access for actual human beings. It's a defensive move that ends up punishing the very audience they're trying to reach. And of course, a decision like this has a huge ripple effect. Disabling captions causes some serious collateral damage. So who exactly gets caught in the crossfire here?
This is where you see the real human cost. And we're not talking about a small inconvenience. For a massive chunk of the audience, captions are totally essential. 40% of that group is the deaf and hard of hearing community. For them, captions aren't just a nice to have, they're the only way to access the content. But then you also have non-native speakers, people watching on a bus or in a quiet office, and individuals with processing disorders who all rely on that text.
The real irony here is that the tool they're using for protection ends up becoming a barrier. In this fight against AI theft, the real casualties aren't the bots, it's the creator's own loyal viewers. It's just a devastating unintended consequence.
So this whole thing, it all leads to a much, much bigger question. This one little sentence on a YouTube channel has led us through the tech, through a creator's tough spot, but ultimately, it points to a really fundamental question we all have to start asking in the age of AI.
From that one tiny clue, we've basically unraveled this huge hidden conflict. It's a battle being fought between human creativity and artificial intelligence, between owning your own ideas and making things accessible, and between the creators who spend hours on their work and the bots that can steal it in an instant.
And that's where this whole investigation leaves us. The technology is only getting faster, smarter, and that one simple sentence about disabled captions, it forces us to look this question right in the eye. If any idea can be rewritten instantly and endlessly by a machine, what does ownership even mean anymore? What's the future of being original? That's the real mystery we're all left with.
This was Echoes of Time. If you love powerful history stories, subscribe and continue the journey with us.